everybody! Today I'm going to be showing you my November wrap-up and my December TBR. So I only read 4 books in November, which isn't as much as I'd have liked to, but for like the first week of November I didn't read anything. So the first book that I finally finished was Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. You guys know I was rereading this series, and I started this in October, but then I stopped reading it for a readathon that I was participating in, and then for the first week of November I didn't read anything, so it took me like a month to actually read this. But I finally finished it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this series reading it again, and yeah. Then the next book that I picked up was kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision to read, and that is The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire by Dan Howell and Phil Lester. This is a YouTuber book. Dan is Not on Fire and Amazing Phil. They're really popular on YouTube. And I'm a really big fan of their videos, and I realized I hadn't read their book before, and I know that they just released another book like a couple months ago or something, so I thought I should pick this up and read it. It was really fun to read. It's a nonfiction book, but it's kind of like a scrapbook. Like, there are a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff going on. It was kind of overwhelming at parts. But I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was very funny. And then I picked up Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, and I also gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely my least favorite book in the trilogy, but I still really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really great conclusion to this series. And there was a lot of stuff in here that I forgot from when I read it the first time, because when I watched Mockingjay Part 2, there was a certain character that died. I don't want to like spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. A lot of people will probably have already seen it, but just in case, there's a character that died, and everybody was very upset about it, and I like totally forgot that it even happened in the book, so I was like so shocked that this character died when I saw the film. So I was like, I have to reread this series because there's like so much that I forgot. And then the final book that I read in November, I haven't actually finished it yet, but there's still like 2 days left of November, so I will definitely get it done before then. And that is Once Upon a Dream by Liz Braswell, and this is the second book in the Twisted Tales trilogy or series, but like I always say, these books can technically be read as standalones, so it's not like you have to read the series in order or anything. So I have 100 pages exactly left, so I'm hoping to definitely get it done by today. And this is Sleeping Beauty retold, but I don't really want to like explain what's happening. Basically the book starts when Philip kills the dragon and then is going to Aurora to wake her up, but when he kisses her, he ends up falling asleep as well, and all of the people who have fallen asleep in the kingdom, as well as Aurora and Philip, are in this other world that is all taking place in her dreams. And even though I haven't finished it yet, this is definitely looking like a 3.5 out of 5 star book. I didn't enjoy this one as much as the first one, which was called A Whole New World, and that was Aladdin retold. I think the main problem I had with this book was like with the Aladdin retelling, all of the characters in the book were very similar to how they were in the movie. Like the genie and Aladdin and Jasmine and Abu, they were all very similar to how they were in the film. But with this book, I'm pretty sure like in the movie, Aurora only had like 18 lines or something. Like, you really didn't get to know her character very well. You really didn't get to know Philip very well, but both of them are very present characters in this book. So it's kind of like hard to picture them as they are in the film because their personalities seem very different. However, the whole idea of this story of everybody falling asleep and then going into this like other world that's all taking place in her dreams is very interesting, and I did really enjoy it, but just not as much as the other one. Now to move on to my December TBR, I only have 3 books, well 3 books that I'm going to be showing you in this video because I'm going to do a separate video for my A Very Merry Readathon TBR, which will be going up in like 2 days or something. So the 2 books that I definitely want to finish this month, and I better finish them this month or I'm going to be really angry with myself, is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. As you guys know, this is my first time reading this series, and I've been holding off on reading the last 2 books because I really don't want it to end. And everyone always says how these are good books to read around Christmas time because of like the Christmas scenes and all that. So I decided to save the last 2 books until then. Technically I was supposed to read this in November, but I didn't get around to it. So now I'm just gonna have to read both of them in December. And then if by chance I finish both of those books and still have time to read something else, I would like to pick up Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I got this in my Owl Crate box for November, and it was like never my intention to read this book anytime soon. I kind of wanted to like read the Lunar Chronicles first. I read the first book, but I haven't read the rest of the series. But I know that they have like no connections or anything, I don't think. Just decided I'll pick this up and I can finally get around to reading a new release when it's actually recently released. So that is my December TBR. It is a lot of very big books, plus the books that I'm going to be reading for the readathon. So yeah, this is probably very ambitious and definitely not going to get done. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what your favorite book was that you read in November. Honestly, I'm not really sure what mine was. It was probably Catching Fire and Mockingjay, but The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire is a close second. Also, in your comment, let me know what book you're most looking forward to reading in December. I am really looking forward to completing the Harry Potter series, finally. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! And also leave me a comment and let me know what... Let me think about what I'm saying first.